Hey everybody, it's Sensei Sid with Fields Karate. I've got Senpai Danny with me again today, and we're going to show you a little bit of Bunkai. Now, if you have watched any of our videos or if you've been in our dojo, you know that we emphasize karate training by use of our katas, our forms. The trouble with forms is if you know a kata, but you don't know the Bunkai, the application, how to use it, then you don't really know the kata, and you've missed the point behind having a kata at all. You see, katas are not meant to be the karate version of a dance. They're meant to be used and applied in real life situations. And the idea of bunkai, it's a Japanese word, it means to break things down. So when you do bunkai of your kata, you're taking your kata, breaking it into parts and pieces, and figuring out how you would use it. Now, today, Senpai Danny and I want to show you a little bit of the bunkai for the kata Tekki Nidan. It's one of our advanced brown belt katas, and we're going to show you just the first couple of moves out of it. Now, this kata begins from hachidachi with a small step with your elbows coming up. You bring your knee high and then drop your hands down to the right. This is the first set of moves of Tekki Nidan. To apply that, we're going to use a frontal bear hug. Now, something else to keep in mind, there's not necessarily one right bunkai for a kata and everything else is wrong. Kind of a good rule of thumb is if it works, it's right. Now, not every bunkai that you'll ever try is right because they don't always work. Sometimes you have to figure it out. But as you're studying and practicing your bunkai and your kata, understand that if it works, it's right, because this is meant to be practical for self-defense purposes. So for this instance, we're going to use a frontal bear hug. So, Danny-san, if you would, bear hug. Okay, so Danny's going to hang on tight. I'm going to take a small step and drop my hips and raise my elbows all at the same time. This is going to peel his arms up over my shoulders, just like so. From here, I'm going to wrap my left hand under his arm and up around his shoulder, and my right hand is going to come across and around his head. Because if I can control his center of balance at his ears, I can control much of his body movement. And then from here, I'm going to throw a knee strike into his ribs, step down into a kibadachi, and I'm going to pull down with my right hand, and I'm going to pull over and around with my left. And it creates a throw, and I end up in this position. Now, to show you that from a slightly different angle, Senpai, if you would, grab again. Again, he's got me in that bear hug. This is just so you can see the other side of it. I'm going to step and pop his arms up over my shoulders. Left hand reaches around, grabs him by the shoulder. Right hand reaches across our bodies and around his head so I can control. And I'm using mostly my forearm to control his center of balance. Knee strike, boom, and step out. Right hand comes down, pulling the head down. Left hand comes up, and over, making a circle with his shoulder. And I end here. Now, a note about the knee strike. A couple different ways that you can use this. As we did it, and if you would, okay, you saw me go to the rib cage. If you can throw a knee strike and catch the ribs, you're in good shape. And when you push his arm up, those ribs are wide open. Another option you have is to actually throw that knee strike to the groin. Now remember, as we train karate and as we do our defense, we very seldom want to depend on a strike to the groin to stop a fight. Because sometimes you strike someone there and they don't feel it because of the adrenaline rush. So it's not an effective fight stopper, but it is a good distractionary method. So if you want to, instead of throwing a strike to the ribs, you want to throw it to the groin, you may do that as well. Step out and do your throw. Okay? So that is how we break down the first few moves of Tekki Nidan and how we then apply it. And remember, if you can't apply your kata, if you can't use it in a real self-defense situation, then you don't really know the kata and you've missed the point behind having the kata anyway. Now, just to demonstrate this and show you a little bit faster what it would be, a little bit more real speed, this is what it would look like. Grab Danny. And then from here, I can choose to re-engage or get away And the way that we fight, we would choose to get away unless we think he's going to chase us. So that is your bunkai, your application for Tekki Nidan. Danny-san, thank you very much for your assistance. Thank you guys for watching. Take this home, practice it, and we'll see you again soon.